sehr mondän, so wie sich das gehört, liebe Shortcuts-Freunde. Herzlich willkommen. Ich bin hier vor dem Hotel Adlon, deswegen habe ich mich jetzt auch so schön vorfahren lassen. Denn ich treffe jetzt gleich Joseph Gordon-Levitt, der seinen neuen Film Don John's Addiction vorstellt. Und in dem Film geht es unter anderem zu sehr großen Teilen um Porn. Und deswegen müssen wir unbedingt darüber reden. Ich bin gespannt. Let's talk about porn, because it's one of the main topics, or the main topic of Don John's Addiction. How is your relation to porn? Are you into it? I mean, every guy is when he starts to find it out, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've probably watched it some, as much as the next guy, but I think, you know, what I wanted to tell a story about is how media can impact our perspectives on things, and especially our love lives. And so I thought a story about a relationship between a guy who watches too much pornography and a girl who watches too many romantic Hollywood movies.
Which is kind of the other side of the spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah, and I would say probably, me personally, if you're asking about me personally, I've probably been more impacted by romantic movies than pornography, for better or for worse.
All right. So your cast, I mean, Julianne Moore, I really love her. She's great. I mean, by the way, it's a great movie. I really loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. It's very great, and I enjoyed the cast a lot. Yeah. And with Julianne Moore, she played once in a movie about porn, which is kind of like my most favorite movie of all times, Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights is a great movie.
Was it like, did you think of her in that movie because of Boogie Nights? Was that somehow related?
No.
No.
It's interesting. She told me a story about when she first read the script.
Yeah.
She said that her agent sent it to her and said, here's a movie about porn.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh no, not another movie about porn. But then she started to read it, and she realized this isn't a movie about porn at all. Yeah. And this is actually a really sweet and funny story about intimacy and about how our cultures create our expectations for the opposite sex and things like that. And I loved that when she told me that she quoted herself and said, and I turned to my husband Bart and I said, this isn't about porn. And I was like, yes, she gets it. And I was so happy that she agreed to do the movie. I just think she's a treasure. I think she's such a great actress. It's really an honor that she's done the movie.
Have you been afraid when you wrote it that you were like that you thought that like no one would really get what it's about?
No, I was very intent on making it a movie that was relatable for everybody and that everybody could connect with and understand. Mm-hmm. And even though it's a movie that deals with some pretty vital and heavy issues, you know, the way that media impacts our perspectives on things, that's some kind of heady stuff. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to make a heady movie. Yeah, absolutely. You know, if I wanted to do that, I could write an essay, or you know, but a movie is a movie, and so that's where I wanted it to be a comedy. Mm-hmm. I find that humor is often the best way to really get at heavy themes. Like Dr. Strangelove is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hilarious, but it's dealing with really serious issues, you know. So yeah.
So and how was it to shoot and direct? I mean, I read that you said the cool thing was that you were able to develop your character while writing it, so that you were like pretty ready when you shot the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
But how was it like to see that your figures come alive by all those great actors?
Well, that's
especially Tony Dancer. How cool is to have Tony Dancer in your movie?
He brought so much to the part, and all the actors did. That was really the joy of shooting it. Was the actors bringing to their characters so much more than what I had imagined. Mm-hmm. Scarlett Johansson in this movie is so good. She's so charming and so funny, and on the one hand, such like a selfish princess of a character, but on the other hand, I think she's really empathetic, and I feel for her. I think, you know, and I've been a fan of her work for a while, and I wrote the part for her. I never thought of any other actress.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that she did it. And but she made the part so much more than it would have been otherwise.
All right. It's a very great movie. Thank you very much
Thanks
for
so
that
much.
one. And I hope to see you again.
Glad to talk to you.
Take care. Bye.